Hello, welcome back to some 1940 Strat-O-Matic baseball. We have game 2 of the 1940 World Series, and again, this is the 1940s Diamond Gem set that I purchased back earlier in the season. So just a little disclaimer before we get started. I don't play a lot cards and dice all by themselves with Strat, so a little rusty there, so bear with me. Game 1, the Reds won 7-2 behind a strong performance of Paul Derringer. He beat Bobo Newsom. Newsom got roughed up pretty good. The Reds' offense was pretty equally distributed as everybody in the starting lineup other than Werber had a base hit. And so balanced offensive attack. So again, game 2, we have Schoolboy Rowe going for Detroit. He was 16-3 with a 3.46 ERA. Going for the Reds was Bucky Walters at 22-10 with a 2.48 ERA. The Reds won this game 5-3 in real life. However, in real life, the Tigers won game 1. So if the Reds can win this one, they will jump off to a quick 2-0 start. But we will see how it will go. So here we go. We got 30,640 spectators here at Crosley Field for this Titanic struggle, as Marty Brenneman would say. So hopefully everything looks good there. All right. Leading off for the Tigers is Dick Bartell. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. He did have a sacrifice fly. Bucky Walters and Schoolboy Rowe are both right-handed pitchers, and Dick Bartell will step into the right-handed batter's box, and here we go. 2-9, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Bucky Walters takes care of Dick Bartell in quick order. And we have one away. Left-handed hitting Barney McCoskey up next. Playing center field for Detroit today. He was 1 for 4 yesterday with a caught stealing in the first inning. McCoskey hit .340 with 4 home runs and 57 RBI in real life. 2-7, and that's going to be a single. So Barney McCoskey will get the first base hit of the day for Detroit. So Walters holds at a -1. Wilson, who's playing for Lombardi, the Hall of Fame catcher, I'm assuming Lombardi was hurt during the World Series, which definitely puts a crimp in the Reds' attack. So let's see, we're holding him. So that'll be, so the pitcher and the catcher holding an arm will be a wash. So we'll hold him, it should be a 1-13. If he gets a lead, he's automatically out on a 12. So I think we'll let him hang out at first and see how it goes. He's got Charlie Gehringer and Hank Greenberg and Rudy York due up next. So we'll see what they're able to do, as he was caught stealing yesterday. Charlie Gehringer, Hall of Fame second baseman. He hit .313, 10 home runs, drove in 81, 33 doubles, on base percentage of .428. Walked 101 times, struck out 17 times. You gotta love this time in baseball. Much different than today. So, Bucky Walters from the stretch. We'll look over at McCoskey and fire to the left-handed hitting Gehringer. 2-8, and that's going, oh, how about that? He needed an 18, 1-18 for a single, and he drew a 20. So that's going to be a hit hard to the second baseman. I saw what his, let's see, somebody told me how to pronounce his name. Let's see. Sounds like Most or Boast, so that'd be Eddie Jost. So lined hard to Eddie Jost. He spears it for out number 2. So Gehringer just misses a base hit. Barney McCoskey still on at first base. He runs at a 14, so good speed out there. So with 2 out, runner on first, that brings up the great Hank Greenberg. Hank was 3 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. All of his hits were singles, however. So if he's going to get base hits, that's how the Reds want his hits to be. As he had an amazing year here in 1940. 340 average, 41 home runs. He drove in 150, 50 doubles, and 8 triples to boot. So Hank Greenberg had an amazing 1940 campaign. So here is the pitch from Bucky Walters to Hank Greenberg. McCoskey dances off of first base. 1-6, and that's going to be a ballpark check home run. And I forgot what the hold on a second. I think I have to look in the book to see what the numbers here at Crosley Field are. Okay, so looking here at 1940 Crosley Field and I'm not doing weather effects, so 1-8 for a right-handed. He rolled an 8. And the robbing the home run rule does not apply for righty batters. And Hank Greenberg is a righty, so apparently the wall is over 8 feet. So Hank Greenberg just barely gets it over the wall, and the Tigers are up 2-0, just like that. So Bucky Walters he gave up 19 home runs, which wasn't bad. But Hank Greenberg just gets enough of that one to get it over the wall. It's his first home run of the series, and the Tigers are up 2-0. All right, so that puts a damper on the Cincinnati faithful here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon, October the 3rd. 1940. So Rudy York will step up to the plate. York, 316, 33 home runs, 134 driven in, 46 doubles. So it doesn't get any easier for Walters. And that's a 2-3, and that's hit hard down to Myers at short. And he will set and throw, and that'll do it for the Tigers in the first. However, they get 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first, 2-0 Detroit. Oops, sorry about that. All right, Schoolboy Rowe will take the mound. He'll start off with Bill Werber. Werber hit 277, 12 home runs, drove in 48, 68. So he's got a 361 on base percentage, which isn't bad. Right-handed hitter versus the right-handed pitching Rowe. 5.7, and that's a second base X. Gehringer is a 322. So let's see. So he gets a 13 on the 20-sided die, and that's going to be a G2, 22 on his error rating. And he rolled, let's see, what is that, 11. And that is a good play. So nice defense by Gehringer. He throws out Werber for out number 1. Mike McCormick, the center fielder for the Reds, will step up next. He's right-handed as well. 300, home run, 30 runs driven in, just 13 walks. So a 326 on base percentage. We had a good average, but not a great on base percentage. That's a 6.10. That's a single check here in Crosley Field. A single for a right-hander. It's 1-8 for both, and that's a 19, so that'll be line to short for out number 2. So 2 away quickly here in the bottom of the first. Ivor Goodman playing right field will be up next, left-handed hitter. 258, 12 home runs, 63 runs driven in. He did walk 60 times, 6 triples. 6-8, 1 to 10 is a single, and that's going to be a single. So we get a 3 on our 20-sided die. So he's got a decent here. Rowe holds at a -1. Bertie Tabbitt's catching today. He didn't catch yesterday. So that's a -2. So that'll be a -3 total. They're holding him, so that'll knock him down to 9. So he's going to hold it first. I think that's right. See, 16. Actually to an 11, but still. He runs out of 15, so he'll hang out at first. Mike McCormick playing first base today. 309, 19 home runs, 127 driven in, 44 doubles. Again, with Ernie Lombardi out of the lineup, that definitely puts him at a disadvantage. Lombardi hit 319, 14 home runs, 74 driven in, 31 walks, and 376 at bats, 22 doubles. So they were able to win this World Series anyway. So anyway, Frank McCormick, Schoolboy Rowe, here's the pitch. 4-7, and that's going to be lofted out to center field. McCoskey will get to it, and that'll do it for the Reds in the first. No runs, a hit. Leave a runner on. We've played one here in Cincinnati. 2-0 Detroit. Well, I wish I'd quit hitting that dumb thing. All right. Let me do one thing here real quick. A little bit more room there on top. All right. All right, Bruce Campbell, right fielder, will step up. He had a base hit yesterday. He hit 283, 8 home runs, 44 runs driven in real life. 4-8, and that's hit hard down to second baseman Jost, and he will get to it and throw him out for out number 1. Pinky Higgins. I'm not for sure if Pinky Higgins is a Hall of Famer or not. Let me look. He is not. Did have a good career, pretty good career though. All right, one away. Walters looks in for the sign. 6-5. That's a shortstop X. Myers is a 231. So he gets a 14. That'll be, so he'll get to it with a G1. 31 at short. He rolled a, 12. And there is no error on 12. So nice play by Myers as he is able to get to it in the hole, sets and throws, and gets Higgins by a step. 2 away. Bertie Tabbitts will step up next with 2 out, nobody on. He didn't play in yesterday's game. He hit 296, 4 home runs, 46 runs driven in, 35 walks, 14 strikeouts, 24 doubles. So pretty good year by Bertie Tabbitts. 5-6, and that's going to be hit down the third base line. Werber not able to get to it. Ripple will get to it, will chase it down into the corner, and Bertie Tabbitts is on with a double. 2 outs. So Schoolboy Rowe can hit. He is an 8 with power. So no easy out here for Bucky Walters. That's a 4-10. He's a righty. That's going to be a center field X. McCormick is a 2-6. So that's an 18, so he'll get to it. And a 6 for a center fielder. We rolled a 9-12, and nice play by McCormick. So McCormick will chase it down in the right center field gap for out number 3. So the Tigers try get a 2 out a little rally, but not able to deliver. We've played 1.5 here in Cincinnati, still 2-0 Detroit. All right, Schoolboy Rowe on for his second inning, trying to nurse this 2-run lead. We'll start with Jimmy Ripple. Jimmy Ripple hit 296, 4 home runs, 20 runs driven in. Good 389 on base percentage. That's a 5-3. That's a right field X. Campbell is a 313. So a 3, that's not going to get it done. So a 3, that's going to be a single. A 13. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong chart here. Let's see, 3. See, that was right field X. So here we go. 3, that's actually going to be a double. And then he's got a 13, rolled a 10, so no error. So that's going to be hit down the right field line. Campbell chases for it, and he's not able to get to it. And Ripple will be on second with a double. So yesterday, Ripple had a double yesterday, so that and an RBI, so that's going to be his. And he was intentionally walked twice, and unintentionally walked once, so he had 3 walks. But that'll be his second double of the series. And he runs at a 12, so decent speed out at second. Jimmy Wilson, who is playing for Lombardi, will step up. 243, no home runs, 3 runs driven in. He only had 37 at-bats in the regular season, so it's interesting that he's getting the playing time here in the series. All right, so Schoolboy Rowe, let's see, I don't think Ripple's much of a threat to steal third, and he's not, so they won't hold him on. All right, 312, and that's hit down to first base. York will take it himself, but that will advance the runner at least. So Ripple will go to third. 3 unassisted, out number 1 for Eddie Jost. Eddie Jost hit 216, 1 home run, 24 driven in. So not an impressive offensive year for Mr. Jost. Let's see. They're going to play the infield back. They got a 2-run lead here. It's early in the game. They don't want to give it Reds a big inning. So 4-6, and he's going to draw a walk. So not what Rowe wanted to do with the light hitting Jost. And that'll put him on the corners with 1 out. Now Jost, they're going to hold him on first. He's automatically out on a 9 and 10. Does get a lead on 2 through 6 and a 12 with a 15. And again, that would knock him down to 10. So he's not going anywhere. They will play the infield at double play depth. Billy Myers hit 202, 5 home runs, 30 runs driven in. So not an offensive threat either. So again, double play depth here. They are holding Jost on at first. So 5-8, and that's popped up on the infield. So not what Myers wanted to do. Bartell, the shortstop, will wave off everybody by the close to the mound. Squeeze it for out number 2. All right, it's up to Bucky Walters. He is a 3 with power, so he can hit a little. 2 outs. They're still holding Jost on it first. That's a 2-3, and that's going to be hit down to the first baseman, York. He will flip to Rowe, and that'll do it for the Reds. So they threaten, but not able to deliver either, so no runs on a hit, no errors. They leave a couple on. We've played 2 here in Crosley Field, 2-0 Detroit. All right, Bucky Walters still trying to keep the deficit at 2. We'll start off with the top of the Tiger lineup with Bartell. Bartell struck out to open the game. 5-6, and that's going to be a single. So he starts off here with a base hit. Let's see, they're going to hold him on. If he can get a lead, he might try to get it here. 1-19, that'd be a 1-17, so he's going to try to get the lead. Actually, you roll these two for the lead. So that's the wrong one. 8, so he's not able to get the lead, so he'll hang tight at first. Barney McCoskey is a C bunter. So not a great bunter. The corners will be in. Remember how he hit? He hit 340, so we're not going to let him bunt. With that kind of average, we're going to let him hit away and see what happens. He singled and scored in the first. So 6-9, and that's lofted out to center field. Hit pretty hard, but McCormick is there for out number 2. Or out number 1, rather. So the strategy didn't pay off for the Tigers, so 1 away. That brings up Garinger, who hit a scorcher to Jost at second that he was able to snare for out number 2 in the first. Bartell runs at a 14 at first base. 5-7, and that's going to be a strikeout looking. So Garinger fooled by that awesome changeup. Not able to pull the trigger. I don't think he struck out much. Yeah, he only struck out 17 times in 515 at bats. So Walters gets him there. So that's 2 away. Hank Greenberg put the Tigers out in front with a 2-run bomb in the first. 4-8, and he is going to strike out swinging. So not able to catch the high cheese or catch up to the high cheese. Walters gets him, so 2 strikeouts. Will do it for the Tigers in the third. So Walters takes care of business this time. No runs a hit. They leave their second runner of the game on. We go to the home half of the third. Reds still down by 2. Schoolboy Rowe on for his third inning of work. He'll start with the Reds' top of the order. Werber grounded out to Garinger, his first at bat. 3-7, and that's going to be fly ball out to center field. McCoskey will get to it for out number 1. Mike McCormick lined out to short, his first at bat. 3-6, and that's hit down to the third baseman Higgins. Ranges to his right. Twist, turns, throws, out number 2. Iowa Goodman, he singled and was didn't get any farther than first base in the first. 5-9, that's a shortstop X. Bartell is a 340. So here, see if he's able to up to the challenge. So he knocks it to a 1. So that's going to be a single and a 40 for the shortstop. We got a 9. So he doesn't make an error, so that'll be an infield single for Goodman as Bartell's not able to get to it. Let's see. So they're going to hold him on as he has the star. So 4-5, he gets a lead. And again, pretty good combination with Tebbets and Rowe. We'll knock him down to an 11. And we're going to try. Let's see if he gets a lead. So again, we need a 4 or a 5. And he's not able to get the lead, so he definitely will hold on at first. Frank McCormick flew out to center field to end the first. Goodman runs at a 15, so good speed at first base. 6-9, and that's going to be hit out into left center field. McCoskey or Greenberg, neither one will get to it. Goodman is going to chug around, and he will have to hold up at second. And Frank McCormick is in with a double. And he had 2 doubles in yesterday's affair. So that gives him 3 doubles already for the series. So unfortunately, it wasn't hit. Greenberg was able to cut it off in the left center field gap to keep Goodman from scoring. So that could be a game difference right there. So that brings up Ripple. He doubled to lead off the second. So 2 outs, runners on second and third. Big at bat here for Schoolboy Rowe and the Cincinnati Reds. That's a 3-8. Oh, and that's a clutch. So he pops it up on the infield as he is not a clutch hitter. So popped up. Bartell will wave everybody off. And so Ripple fails in the clutch. Out number 3. No runs, couple hits, no errors. The Reds have left 5 on here in 3 innings. We've played 3 at Cincinnati, 2-0 Detroit. All right, Rudy York, he grounded out to short to end the first. See 2-2, and that's hit down to shortstop pretty hard, but Myers is able to backhand it, sets and throws 1 away. Bruce Campbell, he grounded out to second to start the second. 5-10, that's a single check, and again we need an 8. 8 he got. So 1 out single here for Campbell. Let's see, he is not much of a threat to steal. He's automatically out 6 to 8, 10, and 11. So they're going to play, Frank McCormick will play behind him. And I don't think the Tigers are going to chance it. So that brings Pinky Higgins. He grounded out to short in his first at bat. 1 out. Campbell on first base. 5-4, and that's a ballpark or a single check, ballpark single check. And we got a 10 that time, so that'll be popped out on the infield. I wish I'd change colors when I'm supposed to. And Myers will call everybody off, get it for out number 2. All right, Bertie Tebbetts, he doubled in a run his first at bat. Oh, no, he didn't. I don't know why I gave him an RBI. There wasn't anybody on. So he doubled and was left stranded there. 5-10, and that's hit down to short. Myers will go the long way to McCormick, and that'll do it for the Tigers in the 4th. So they get a run, leave their 3rd runner of the game on, and we go to the home half of the 4th. The Reds still down by 2. All right, Jimmy Wilson, backup catcher, will start off here. He grounded out to first, his first at bat. 1-5, and that's hit the other way this time as well. This time it'll be Gehringer who will get to it and throw him out for out number 1. Eddie Jost, he walked. The only walk issued by Rowe today. 6-5, and this time he proceeds to strike him out. Strikeout number 1 for Schoolboy. Quickly, there's 2 away here in the 4th. Billy Myers, popped out to short in his first at bat. 2-8, and that's popped up again. Once again, it'll be Bartell who will squeeze it for out number 3. So for the first time in the game, the Reds go in order. We've played 4 here in Cincinnati, 2-0 Tigers. Schoolboy Rowe will lead off things here in the top of the 5th. Again, he is an 8 with power, so he can hit. He flew out to center field, though, in his first at bat. That's a 3-5, and that's hit down to shortstop. Up the middle, Myers is able to get to it, shows nice range, and throws him out for out number 1. Bartell, the Tiger shortstop, is 1 for 2. 3, 9. One's a home run. He gets a 5, so he hits it deep. Ripple is at the warning track, and he will get to it for out number 2. So he gave it a ride, but not enough. Just 4 numbers short of a dinger, and that's 2 away here for Barney McCoskey. He singled and scored. Flew out to McCormick in center. 110, that's a ballpark single check. We got a 14, and that won't do it, so we'll distribute the outs because I do that when I do the computer. So we'll say he grounded to third for out number 3. So for the first time in the game, the Tigers go in order. Bucky Walters says, if Rowe can do it, I can do it too. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-0, Detroit Tigers. Obviously, the Reds would like to go to Detroit up by 2. But at this point, they're down 2-0. So Bucky Walters, he grounded out to first, his first at bat. 1-4, and this time he bounces it in front of the plate. Rowe will get to it as he waves off Tebbetts and throws him out for out number 1. Billy Werber is 0 for 2 today. That's a 1-9, and that's going to be laced up the middle for a base hit. So he's, again, they'll hold him on at first. Let's see, we got 3, 5, so 1-10 if he gets a successful lead. We're down by 2, so we're gonna hold him at first. Let Mike McCormick step up. Mike McCormick is 0 for 2, however, today. Werber runs at a 16, so he has good base running speed. 2-8, and that's a 2-star single. So McCormick laces it between Gehringer and York. Campbell will chase it down, but not before Werber is on third. And the Reds have him on the corners with 1 out. So they will hold McCormick on at first. They're going to play the infield back double play depth. Ivor Goodman has already singled twice today. So the Reds threatening here in the 5th. Schoolboy Rowe in a little bit of trouble. That's a 4-8, and that's more trouble as that's going to be laced over York's head. Werber will score easily. Mike McCormick will make it to third. And Ivor Goodman gets his third base hit of the day, drives in a run. So they're going to hold him on at first. He's a 16, so that'd be a 1-11. We're gonna hold him at first. Again, the Tigers are going to stay at. Let's see. They might bring the corners in. There's 2 out or 1 out. Frank McCormick has had 3 doubles as he doubled last time. They're going to bring the corners in. Try for the double play up the middle. So that's a 1-7, and that's a fly ball to center field. B question mark. So I have to look at that. I think you lose 2 on a B question mark. So hold on just a sec. Okay, so you actually add 2. So McCormick runs at a 14. That'd make him 16. McCoskey's arm is a 1, so that would be 17. So 1-17, he's going to score. So here we go. And he scores. So that'll be a sacrifice fly to center. For out number 2. He does get an RBI, so we have a tie ball game. And McCormick is on it, or Goodman's on it first. So again, Goodman, So a 4-5, he gets the lead. So we're going to, with 2 out here, we're going to be a little risky. And he gets a 2, so that's not a lead. So he will hang out at first. So he runs at a 15, so that brings up Ripple, who has his second double back in the first. So we got 2 in, 2 out. Goodman on first. 2-4, and he's hit by a pitch, so that's not what Rowe wanted to do, as he's having a rough 5th inning here. That puts him on first and second. Jimmy Wilson is 0 for 2. 2 out. That's a 4-8. That's trouble. So that is 4-8. He's a righty. So that's hit. He slaps it the other way over York's head, and that's going to rattle around in the corner. Campbell's having a hard time getting to it. Goodman will score easily. Ripple all the way around, and he's being waved home. Here's the play at the plate, and he is safe. And Jimmy Wilson in with a triple. 2 RBIs, and the Reds are up 4-2. So how about that? 4. Yep, that was a triple. All right. So the Tigers got their bullpen up and going. Schoolboy Rowe's fatigue is an 8. So they're going to see if he can get out of trouble here with Eddie Jost, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. 4-12, that's a home run chance. We got a 2 again here in Cincinnati. Let's see. I think it was lefty is 1-12, righty is 1-8, but he is not a power, so that'll be a 2-star single. So Eddie Jost drives in another run, and it is 5-2 Reds. So Schoolboy Rowe not doing well. Let's see who the Tigers have in the bullpen. Let's see. Their main reliever was Al Benton. Archie McCann was pretty good. Schoolboy Rowe was one of their better pitchers. They'll give him one more chance here with Billy Myers. So Jost will be held on first, but he's not going to go anywhere. So Billy Myers will have, when he hits, the Reds will have batted around. Crap. That's a 5-7. That's a second base X. Gehringer is a 322. So a 20, he'll get to it. And we get a 8. That's a 14 with a 22 at second. And he will make the play. So that'll do it for the Reds. They bat around here in the 5th. They get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. There were no errors. And they left just 1 on. And after 5 complete here, the Reds are now out 5-2. So Bucky Walter's been given the lead here. See if he can hang on to it. As we head to the top of the 6th, he'll get 3, 4, and 5. Gehringer is 0 for 2 today. Left-handed hitter. 4-9. 1-9's a single, and he gets a 6. So Gehringer starts off here with a single to lead off the 6th. See, he gets an automatic lead if he's not held, so they'll hold him. But the Tigers are not going to try to go. Well, I don't know. Let's see. If he can get a lead, it's pretty automatic. So, and he's not automatically out, so let's give it a chance. So no lead, so he'll hang on at first. Hank Greenberg is a 2-run home run and is struck out. That's a 6-8, and that's popped up on the infield. Myers will wave everybody off and squeeze it for out number 1. Rudy York is grounded out to short twice. That's a 1-3, and he's hit by a pitch. Fastball up and in, clips his left arm. The Tigers have him on first and second. Let's see, Gehringer is not a threat to steal third. Nope, so they're not hold him on. That's Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell is 1 for 3. 5-7, and he strikes out. Nice curveball by Walters. Backdoor curve gets him. Out number 2. And that's strikeout number 4 of the day for Walters. So Pinky Higgins is 0 for 2. 2-6, and that's hit down to short. Myers will go the short way to second, and that'll do it for the Tigers here in the 6th. No runs, a hit, no errors. They leave a couple runners on. Walters able to hold on to the lead. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-2 Cincinnati. So they're going to leave Schoolboy Rowe in, see if he can right the ship here. He'll start off with his opposing number, Bucky Walters. That's a 5-7. That's a second base X. Again, Gehringer's a 322. That's a 19, so he'll get to it. A 22 at second, and he rolled a 8. And so nice play by Gehringer, out number 1. Billy Werber is singled and scored in 3 plate appearances. 5-8. That's pumped up on the infield. Bartell will get it for out number 2. Mike McCormick steps to the right-handed batter's box. He's 1 for 3. 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. 6-9, and that's going to be a single as he laces it over Bartell's head at short. Second base hit of the day for McCormick. He will be held on first. But again, with Rowe and Tebbetts, they're not going to try to steal. Ivor Goodman, he's 3 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. That's a 1-7. 1-12 is a hit. He got an 18, so he pulls it down to York. Grabs it out of the air for out number 3. So Schoolboy Rowe able to get the Reds out without scoring in the 6th. And we go to the top of the 7th here at Cincinnati's Crosley Field. We got 8, 9, and 1 due up. Bertie Tebbetts has doubled in 2 plate appearances. 1-5, and that's a single. Let's see, he is not much of a threat to steal. And with them behind, they're not going to try it. So McCormick will play behind him at first. And again, they're going to let Rowe hit because he can. He's 0 for 2 today, though. So 2-8, and he singles. So Tebbetts will hold up at first. And the Tigers are threatening here in the 7th. Down by 3. Dick Bartell will be up next. He's 1 for 3. His last at bat, he hit one deep to left field that Ripple was able to get to. 2-10. Oh, that's a hard grounder to shortstop. Myers will field it onto Jost, onto McCormick. 6-4-3 double play. But Tebbetts will make it to third. But that's of little consolation to the Tigers. So pitcher's best friend. Walters needed that one. So that moves Tebbett to third. 2 out for Barney McCoskey, who is 1 for 3. 2-7, and he is going to single him home. So that double play looms even larger there. So Barney McCoskey singles and a run. So he's going to be held on at first. And again, they're down by 2 now. So they're going to, we got 3, 4, and 5 due up here. So Walters has got his work cut out for him. So McCoskey at first. Gehringer is 1 for 3 today. It's 5-3. 3-3, and that's bounced down to first baseman McCormick. He'll take it himself, and that'll do it for the Tigers' threat here in the 7th. They do get a run on 3 base hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner on. 7th inning stretch time here in Cincinnati, 5-3 Cincinnati Reds. All right, Schoolboy Rowe. We'll see what he can do here. He starts out with McCormick, who's got a double and a sacrifice fly. 5-8, and that's popped up on the infield. A lot of pop-ups today as the Reds having trouble getting on top of the Rowe fastball. Sometimes. 1 away. Ripple, he has doubled and scored a run. 5-2, that's a home run check. 15 for a lefty. You need a 12 here in Cincinnati, so he drives it deep, but Campbell is able to track it down on the track for out number 2. So he gave it a ride, but not enough. And Jimmy Wilson, he had that big 2-run triple back in the 5th. 4-10, and that's grounded to short. 3 hopper. Bartell will fire across and get him to end the 7th. Top of the 8th. Bucky Walters, his fatigue rating is 9. We got 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Tigers. Hank Greenberg is 1 for 3 with a home run. 1's not the column that you want. 110, but that's going to be a single to center field. So if he has to get a hit, that's the kind of hit you want. All right, they're not going to hold on Greenberg, and the Tigers aren't going to try it. He doesn't automatically get a lead. He does get a lead on 7, however, but they're not going to risk it. So McCormick will play behind him. Rudy York is 0 for 2, hit by a pitch. 6-3, and that's going to be a walk. So first and second, nobody out. So the tying run is at first base. The go-ahead run here in Campbell could bunt. But they're going to go ahead and let him hit away. He's only a C bunter, so if he was a little better, they might consider it. 6-3, and he's a lefty, so that's it. Bounce down to McCormick. He fires on to Myers, back to McCormick, and the Tigers have hit into another double play. 3-6, or 1 out. So Campbell hits into a 3-6-3. Double play. That'll move Greenberg to third, and that brings Pinky Higgins to the plate with 2 outs and runner on third. So 2 big double plays here in a row the Tigers have hit into in the 7th and in the 8th. 4-4. That's a catcher's card X, so that could be interesting as Wilson is not that great. Let's see, catcher. I think that's on the other one here. All right, so catcher's card. So that's a 14 on a 4 is a PF. I got to see what a PF is. A PF. All right. So let's see, did he make an error? His E rating is 14. And he rolled an 8. So he didn't make an error. So a PF with no error, with runners on base. A pitch gets past the pitcher for a pass ball. All runners advance one base, and play resumes with the same batter at the plate. All right, so a pass ball. So that probably wouldn't have happened with Lombardi. So Pirates draw with, or I don't like you want to call them the Pirates. The Tigers draw within one as Wilson lets one get by him. Pass ball, and it is now 5-4. So the Tigers making a game of it. So Pinky Higgins will get another crack here. Nobody on now, 2 out. 3-8, and that's a fly ball out to left field. Ripple will get to it, and that'll do it for the Tigers here in the 8th. They do get another run as they keep chipping away at this lead. 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 5-4 Cincinnati Reds. All right, Schoolboy Rowe is past his prime. See in the 8th, but he did. We're in the 8th, so actually he is just starting it. We got 8, 9, and 1 up for the Reds. Check that, 7, 8, and 9. So they're going to see what Rowe can do here. This is 1940 after all. So Jost has singled in a run and walked. 1-3, and that's bounced two hopper down to Higgins at third, and he throws him out, 1 away. Billy Myers 0 for 3. 3-7, and he will draw a walk. So the Tigers got a short leash here for Rowe. That'll bring up Walters. Walters is a B bunter. Let's see what the Reds bullpen look like. Do they got anybody decent in the bullpen? Let's see. Looks like Joe Beggs is very good. So we could pinch hit here. I guess I could pinch hit with. I don't know if he's injured or not, but he's carded, so I could pinch hit with Lombardi here. See who else we got. And actually, Willard Hirschberger was a much better hitting catcher, too. And he's not playing. Lonnie Fry is the only lefty. Got a good on-base percentage. He walked 80 times. I don't know why he's not playing either. So we're going to go ahead and pinch hit here. So that'll do it for Walters today. Let's see, Myers. He's no threat to steal, so they're not going to hold him on. So we got lefty Lonnie Fry. He's going to pinch hit. He's got runs at a 16. So let's see who the Tigers have in the pen. Again, their main reliever was Al Benton. And he wasn't very good at all. They got Archie McCain. Al Benton, he was, and then Dizzy Trout, he relieved quite a bit, but he wasn't much better. Let's see, McCain, is McCain a lefty? He is. So that could definitely, that's what the Tigers are going to do. So that'll be it for Rowe. Archie McCain on. So I think the Reds were outmaneuvered on this one. All right, so it looks like Lonnie Fry's not bad against lefties. He does a lot more walks. So we'll see how this works out. All right, so the Reds have runner on first and Meyer. And again, they are not holding him on. He's no threat to steal. So Archie McCain versus Lonnie Fry. 2-12. And that's grounded down to second baseman, a slow roller, so Myers was able to get it as Gehringer only has one play, and that's the first, 2 out. All right, now he's got Werber to deal with. Werber is 1 for 4. 6-5, and that's grounded down to first base. York will flip on to McCain, and that'll do it for the Reds in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left. We go to the top of the 9th, 5-4, Cincinnati Reds. All right, so we got 8, 9, and 1 due up. And then the Reds will have to go to their bullpen, and let's see who we need. All right, looks like Joe Beggs was their main reliever. So that'll do it for Bucky Walters. As the Reds trying to get a little bit more offense, or a little bit more runs. Insurance runs is what I'm looking for. All right, so Joe Beggs, he was 12-3 with a 2 ERA, 7 saves. And he'll start off with Bertie Tebbetts. All right. Game comes down to this. Tigers down by 1. Bertie Tebbetts is 2 for 3 today with a double. Runs scored. 2-11. 1-15 is a single, and he gets a 12. So he singles. And he is no threat to steal. So you almost have to pinch run here. Because he's just a 9. See if we can find somebody that runs good who doesn't hit well. About Tuck Stainback. He runs at a 15. And so they'll bring him in to pinch run for Tebbetts. Getting kind of crazy here in the 9th. So Tuck Stainback is going to pinch a run. He runs at a 15. So that brings the pitcher spot up. So let's see who they got here. So Beggs is a righty. All right. So Billy Sullivan looks like he is going to be the man. They could bring in somebody to bunt. Let's see who we got here. That's a good bunter. Pete Fox isn't. Ain't really nobody. Yep, so nobody a decent bunter, so we're going to go with Sullivan. Left-handed hitter. All right, Billy Sullivan hit .309. He had 3 home runs, 41 runs driven in, .399 on base percentage. So I don't know why I keep calling them the Pirates. Anyway, Billy Sullivan, Joe Beggs, 6'8", lefty, and that's hit down to first base. Frank McCormick will fire on to Myers. The play back to first, not in time. So big first out here for the Reds as Sullivan hits into a fielder's choice. So they're going to stick with him. He's a 10 runner. All right, so that brings up Dick Bartell's 1 for 4 rather. He hit into that double play in the 7th, which was a rally killer. So Joe Beggs looking into the sign. 5-6, and that's a walk. So again, Sullivan is a 10 out there at second base. Bartell's a 14. And that brings up 2, 3, and 4. So Barney McCoskey is 2 for 4 today with an RBI. 1-5, and he walks. So they're going to go with Beggs. He's the best they got. Bases loaded, 1 out. They're going to bring the corners in and hope for a double play up the middle. So Charlie Gehringer, not who you want up now. He's 1 for 4 today. 3-8, and he walks. So he walks in the tying run. So not what the Reds were hoping for here in the 9th. That brings up Hank Greenberg. So they're going to do the same thing, bring the corners in and hope for a double play up the middle. 1-6 and grand slam. How about that? That's a ballpark home run check. As we know already, it's 1-8. He gets a 1, and Hank Greenberg clears the bases with a grand slam. So that quiets the Reds' hometown fans. That's the second home run by Greenberg today and in the series. That gives him 6 RBIs for the game. And that is a killer for the Reds. So let's see. His fatigue is 4. And I can't remember. We're going to go ahead and say he's okay. All right, 1-11, and that's bounced back to the box. And he gets the second out a little late. And that brings up Bruce Campbell, who is 1 for 4 today. 4-5, and that's a short fly out to center field. And that'll do it for the Tigers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs on just 2 base hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. It is, let's see, 8, 7, 8, 9, 9-5. Detroit Tigers. So they're going to stick with McCain. Again, he had 3 saves. He was the guy they used mainly was pretty bad. All right. So Mike McCormick is 2 for 4. He gets a 6-6, and that's grounded down to short. Bartell throws him out, 1 away. Ivo Goodman, 3 for 4 today with an RBI. 3 singles. 2-3, and that's hit hard, but Gehringer will field it in the hole, twist and turn, and gets him by a step. 2 away. Frank McCormick, he is 1 for 3 with a double. Sacrifice fly. 5-11, and that's hit hard, but right at Bartell, and that'll do it for the Reds. So, the Tigers even up the series. Hank Greenberg obviously was the star of the game as he had 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 5. So there you have it. Exciting World Series action here from Crosley Field. I think the series moves to Detroit next. Let me see. World Series. Yep, Game 3. We'll go to Detroit Tigers Stadium, and it will see Jim Turner for the Reds going against Tommy Bridges for the Tigers. The Reds lost this one 7-4. So at that point, they were down 2-1 in the series. But now we are locked at 1 apiece. That was a tough loss for the Reds as they were going into the ninth up by 1. Had their best pitcher on the mound, and Joe Beggs, best relief pitcher, and he's just not able to get the job done. He only allowed 1 home run that season, but he gave up a big one to Hank Greenberg. So that'll do it. So I appreciate it very much, and I'll see you next time.